Alright. Think we're live on Facebook, we're live on Instagram. Hey, what's up? Hello, it's your girl, HonestlyNae, and I want to try out a thingy. I wanted to try out this whole going live thing, so I'm thinking I'll call it like Let's Do Lunch, and on days that I can come and do lunch with y'all, let's do lunch. So let me know if you think it's a good idea. If you don't think it's a good idea, I appreciate your feedback. Hit me in that comment section. But for today's lunch, since you're sitting there eating, I want to talk about herpes. Because what else are you supposed to talk about when you have lunch, okay? So, recently there's been a video floating around the internet posted by Bilintinamakeup. And it's basically a video of this woman covering up her herpes simplex A, which commonly is referred to as cold sores, covering up her herpes outbreak. And you know, that's in my little bubble of things I like to talk about, so let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the first thing that I want to do is make sure that we are all operating from like a same foundation of kind of information. So what's important to note is that herpes is a type of sexually transmitted disease. It does come in two different types. There is herpes simplex viral A, commonly referred to as cold sores, and herpes simplex viral B, commonly referred to as genital herpes. Now, these are viruses. So once this virus enters the body, it does not leave. There is not a pill, there is not a shot, there is not a thing that you can do to get the herpes virus to go away once you have been infected with the virus. Another thing about these two types is that they are also interchangeable. So if someone has herpes simplex A, cold sores, and they perform oral sex on someone, it is possible for that person to get herpes simplex B, genital herpes. If someone has herpes simplex B, genital herpes, and they receive oral sex from someone who doesn't have the virus, it is possible that that person can get herpes simplex viral A, cold sores. Now, an important thing to say about herpes simplex A is while it is a sexually transmitted disease, sex is not the only way herpes virus A, cold sores, is transmitted, all right? Now, 90% of people, yes, 90% of people are living with the herpes simplex viral A virus, all right? So it is inside of their bodies. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are getting cold sores. It doesn't necessarily mean that the virus is active, but it does mean that the virus is inside of their body, 90% of people's bodies, okay? The majority of people get it when they're children, so that means A, don't be kissing up on nobody's babies, and B, don't let nobody kiss up on your baby. Because when young children or when babies get affected with the herpes A virus and it breaks out, it can do a lot of damage to that little young unprepared immune system. So keep that in mind. Now, 1 in 6 people aged 14 to 49 has herpes simplex B, which is the genital herpes virus, all right? And these are coming straight from the CDC. I got receipts, all right? Now, what I want to get into is the fact that there's this huge stigma surrounding people that have herpes, and that mostly comes from the fact that if someone has herpes, it's very recognizable to see the sores. The sores are very identifiable, that a person is suffering from herpes, and in my opinion, that's where a lot of the stigma comes from. Where do you think it comes from? Go ahead and hit me down at the bottom and let me know that. But it comes from the visibility. It comes from the fact that it's easily identifiable. Okay? Now, because it's identifiable, it's important to say that even though, like, a lot of people think that you can only get the virus if that person has visible sores, but people with the herpes virus, whether it's A or B, are contagious for about 1 to 2 weeks before and 1 to 2 weeks after they have that outbreak of the sores. So you're not only contagious, people are not only contagious when they have the sores, they're contagious about a week to 2 before and about a week to 2 after. And that is because the virus is shed, like it's shelved off through the skin, okay? So using condoms is not going to protect you from getting the herpes virus because it is passed from skin to skin contact. So that's why it's super important, if you know that a partner has herpes or if you have herpes, using something like a dental dam could be one of the best tools that you can use to make sure that that herpes virus is not spread to your partner so that you don't get it from your partner. All right? So now that we have this nice little educational background, I want to go ahead and get back into Bilintinamakeup. I'll go ahead and I'll put the link to the video down below or somewhere if you haven't seen it yet. But basically what it is she's a makeup artist. She's a YouTuber. Shout out YouTubers. And it's a video of her using amazing artistic ninjitude to cover up her herpes simplex A, her cold sore outbreak. Now, shout out to her because there's a huge stigma around people who have the virus because of the visibility. And a lot of people who have the virus, or at least a lot of the people that I've had conversations with, they feel like they can't live their lives. They feel like they can't go out in public because they have this cold sore, because they have this outbreak. And her being able to show, you know, it is possible to conceal this. It is possible to be able to live your life. Shout outs to you for doing that. Secondly, shout outs to her for normalizing the fact that people have herpes. People get cold sores. 90% of us have the virus in our bodies. One in 6 of us have the genital herpes virus. All right. So it's not some rare occurrence. It happens. It happens. And I really appreciate her putting a face on it and normalizing the fact that it happens, because representation matters. To shout out to you. That said, this amazing artistic ninjitude ability does not mean that you don't have to tell people that you have an STD. You have a moral obligation to let your partners know before you engage in any sexual activity that you have a sexually transmitted disease, because they have the right to consent or to not consent to having sex with someone who has an STD. All right. Now, having this conversation, if you are a person who has an STD and you need to let a partner know, that can be a really difficult conversation. Go to my YouTube channel at HonestlyNae. Yes, shameless plug. Go to my YouTube channel. There's going to be a video popping up there sometime this month, so that way you can be able to see how do you tell a partner that you have an STD. But while I've got your attention, let me hit you with some little quick play-by-play. So the first thing that I would suggest is choose the right time. If y'all are a kissing and a hugging and a touching in the bedroom, getting things popping, you should have had this conversation long before you got there. So you're going to want to choose a non-sexual situation, maybe while you're Netflix and chilling, and I mean actually sitting on the couch and watching Netflix. This might be a good time to bring it up in a calm environment to let this person know, you know, this is what's up, this is where I am right now. Another thing is to be confident. Say what you need to say. Come at it with a basis of confidence. If you come timid and scared and nervous, that's going to make your partner timid and scared and nervous. So come confident in your ability. Have receipts. So bring you some information. Go get you that good little pamphlet from the local health clinic, from the Planned Parenthood, print it off from the CDC. Watch my videos together. Come with receipts, because it's going to help your confidence, and it's also going to give your partner something to walk away with, so that way they can be able to do some research and they can start to wrap their head around the status of their relationship. Give your partner space to be able to do that. So often what I hear from people is they're like, I told my partner I had an STD and they left and now I don't know what to do. If I drop some information on you, would you not need time to process? So give your partner time to process. All right. And the last thing is that understand, after giving your partner this information, they have the right to walk away. They have the right to not consent in being in this relationship with you. They have the right to not want to go through this with you, to not want to deal with it. And that is okay. That is okay. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that rejection doesn't suck, because it does. But you have to let people know what's up, especially since you want to keep yourself safe and you want to keep your partner safe. That said, ultimately, your health is your responsibility, which means that if you are engaging in these sexual situations, you need to be asking questions. You need to be asking questions. And anybody you feel like is lying to you, or they feel a way about the fact that you want to keep yourself safe, that is not a relationship you may not want to be in, okay? So some of those questions that you should be asking is, A, when is the last time you got tested? Typically, you want to get tested every 6 months or every new partner, all right? 2, what did you get tested for? So often I feel like people stop at the, did you get tested? And people are like, yeah. And they're like, cool, you must be good. But no. There's a lot of things out there. What did you get tested for? And last, 3C, third, what were your results? Again, a lot of us stop at, did you get tested? Yeah, I got tested. And we move on. But what were your results? All right. Did you test positive for this and you had to take some medication and now it's gone? Did you test negative for this, that, and the third, and you're keeping your body happy and healthy? Okay. So that is lunch with HonestlyNae. Let's do lunch. I'll come up with a name. But did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Do you want to see some more of it? Please hit me down in the comment section. Did you learn something new? Do you have some questions? I'm here for you, okay? Also make sure that you swing past my YouTube channel at HonestlyNae. Push the like and the subscribe and the share button. Shameless plug. And let me know if there's some more things that you want me to talk about. Let me know if there's some questions that you have. Also, please send me any questions you may have about polyamory and polyamorous relationships. I'm going to do a Q&A for y'all, since that's how I identify as polyamorous. And I want to put a face to that and put some melanin on it. So please send me your questions so I make sure you get the answers that you want, okay? Thank you to everybody who's joined me. I see you. I appreciate you. I love you. And I will check you later. Bye.